Hello everybody, thank you for watching. This is our second part of me and my wife's album update. I'm going to let Elijah take her albums first.
Okay, so hopefully this one will go a little better than the first one because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following his lead. Okay, so now we're continuing on with the purchase of CDs that he got me when he went thrifting. So this was his find of like industrial type music from basically like my high school days. So it's like a mixture of bands that have been together since before the 90s, during the 90s, and early 2000s, and still going on. So we're doing, let's see, this Void Dweller Eon, and I haven't actually heard this one, so I'm kind of curious to see how it is and what it sounds like. It seems like it has a lot of remastered, edited, and mixed music going on in it, and I'm thinking it's kind of like it might not be original songs from the band. This might just be a remastered album. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Either way, we'll find out, and I'm kind of excited. It's from Columbia Records, so I know it's going to be something interesting and good to listen to, because there's always something that comes out of Columbia Records that are pretty good. A lot of bands and things like that. Then my personal favy, Netzer Ebb. I'm really excited about listening to some more Netzer Ebb on my own with CDs that are purchased by my lovely husband, but beyond that, not having to use my phone internet searching laziness that I constantly do. I think there's a lot of people out there that don't actually own physical music. They just kind of like digital, and then they just listen to whatever that comes on their Pandora, which I tend to do frequently, but it's kind of nice to have a music library. It's very much like the difference between having a paper physical book or hardcover book versus like a digital Nook. I just kind of like having like a physical something to grab and look through the lyrics and not have to Google stuff.
I was pretty surprised it was released on Geffen.
Yeah, you know, I'm just kind of learning a lot more about Netzer Ebb's history, and it's pretty interesting, all the different aspects of the band. It seems like there's been a lot of moments where they've decided to try new forms of experimentation with their music. It's almost like they're
kind of like the Skinny Puppy.
Well,
the Deutsch Rock.
I don't know. I would kind of like argue that they're a little bit more experimental in their own right. So it's kind of, I don't know, I'm very excited to just keep on with that, with just extending that library and learning more about Netzer Ebb, just because I only listen to like one or two songs that would come up on my YouTube search or whatever. And as I said, lazy music listener here, dedicated music listener here, so we kind of like play off of each other. And then, so now, this one is New Order Republic. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it's the front of the album, the back. Kind of hard to tell because it's just the reflection, but it's a really cool like cityscape, really neat looking album. I haven't actually listened to this one yet. There's so many I haven't listened to yet, but I'm just getting through it. It's very, you know, Josh has like music listening days that kind of reminds me of that, you know, those old gentlemen in like the smoking jackets, smoking their cigars, and Josh like sits there listening to metal and punk music on vinyl, and then just be sitting in the living room and I'll just join him, or we'll be listening to classical music, which are some of my favorite days too, to sit there and talk about music together. And then this one was kind of an interesting thing. I thought it was funny that Josh had got this one for me because we were talking about the new Dream Theater album recently, and like how they shifted so much and how things have been different since Mike Portnoy left. And you know, the band has kind of gone in a really interesting direction, and I don't know if it's a matter of the times or, you know, just all the different influences they've gotten from the new rotation of members that they have currently. So Josh got me the Dream Theater A Change of Seasons, and we were listening to this in the car the other day, and I was just laughing because I was remembering a lot of the drum parts in some of these songs that I learned practicing while growing up, just kind of like playing different Dream Theater songs. And it's just funny to see like babyface Petrucci in this. He's so young in here, and it was just really funny to kind of like reminisce about when we both started playing instruments. And I don't get to play as much now because of the knee surgery. It's kind of put it off a bit. But it's just nice to have a bunch of new music to listen to and possibly like, you know, start catching up on playing again and listening more. I think that's really what, you know, what I'm really excited for with all these CDs. So
I think that album, Change of Seasons, was like a really focused album as opposed to the Astonishing.
well,
It seemed like the Astonishing was like really all over the place, and which is kind of funny because Change of Seasons is a 23-minute song, which is really all over the place, but it seems more focused than a 2 LP.
I mean,
record.
I don't know if it's so much, all over the place. I think it just sounds like a collection of all the different experiences and a collection of all the different influences that they currently have as a band. So I think that's kind of one of those things that it's not for everybody, as is most music and other things of entertainment. You're not always going to find people who are fanatics about every single thing. So, but yeah, no, it was kind of nice to like take a trip down memory lane with a lot of these bands, with Dream Theater and Nitzarab and all these different things that I'm getting to listen to again after so long. Josh and I are super exhausted.
We had a wedding today, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why we are currently dressed up and doing this. And it's funny, the way that Elijah's musical taste was. I'm sure you'll see more and more of the more we buy records for each other. Not only do we kind of like influence one another in our musical purchases for one another, but it's also can be completely different. Like the next record which I'm about to show you, Elijah would never know or buy in a million years, which would be Neil Young's Broken Arrow. I put this record on. We were taking a drive in downtown Orlando, and I bought it. I told her, I was like, I finally found this record I've really been looking for a long time. And me and her do Pokemon Go quite a bit. So why don't we go to, what was it, Lake Eola? When we go to Lake Eola, so we did. Oh, while this record was playing, and I think the frustration of trying to find a parking spot was so overbearing that this record really kind of like chilled us out quite a bit.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
It's really hard to concentrate sometimes when you're trying to like drive and figure out where you're going, and then Josh particularly loves to blast the music whenever I'm trying to. So this is kind of like nice. It was perfect background music to the chaos that was looking for parking in downtown Orlando.
Better than putting on death metal music where it's like.
No, because that just raises my anger.
Yeah, definitely. No. But next one up would be one me and Elijah personally love. More than anything, I think this was one of the things when we met one another was Hellraiser and Alice Cooper.
Hellraiser, the movie series.
Yeah, that really like made us, really take an interest in one another. This is Alice Cooper's, what is it? Dirty Diamonds. For some reason, the cover reminded me of Through the Eyes, Alice Cooper. But Dirty Diamonds, really great record. Definitely I think it was a comeback album. A lot of people might say, well, it didn't have any radio play. Well, guess what? Alice has barely ever had any radio play ever, but that doesn't diminish Alice one bit. He's going to seep into pop culture no matter what and totally corrupt it on one form or another, I think.
Radio play doesn't determine a band's worth. I've always hated when people do that. Like, they worry about the popularity of where a band's going. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, because it doesn't determine the quality or the factor of the music. Because there are some bands that are very popular that probably don't deserve to be where they are.
No.
And then there's other bands who are not as popular, who are probably some of the most talented musicians and composers and just all around musicians that you would ever find.
Yeah, I totally agree. And funny thing was the day before we got married, we were supposed to go see Alice Cooper. I think we got married in February. He was playing
or something. It was like something earlier in the week, or like during our honeymoon. We were like,
we totally missed Alice, but
apparently he's gonna be here this coming weekend.
Yeah, we might be seeing Alice.
Yeah, that might be an impulse purchase because Alice Cooper. Woo!
Yeah, we actually almost did it for sleep. We we were doing a show for the Pulse victims, and we were like, oh yeah, it is on. We're going down.
I think it wasn't able to happen because Josh had to go into work at 5 in the morning the following day.
New job, new rules, you know.
Yeah.
This was one that me and Elijah really like the band. It's another kind of band in the stoner rock, doom metal genre. These guys really kind of like add a really experimental edge. Drummer's really, really different, which Elijah really, really likes. We got it on vinyl. It was a really good deal, so we kind of jumped on it. This was YOB's Clearing the Path to Ascend, which was a really, I mean, for 4 songs, it feels like an eternity of, I mean, not like in a bad way, like you're going through Dante's Inferno, but it really felt like it was quite the journey. And YOB always kind of has that kind of edge to it where you kind of feel like you're going through a lot. But this record, I kind of held off on it. We originally seen it on CD, and Elijah was like, some records really should be bought on vinyl. I kind of drilled that in our mind, like some records really should be.
Well, it's what I said earlier. It's very similar to the difference between a hardcover book and a paperback book, even though it's similar and it seems like a novelty thing. With music, it's a little bit different because sometimes certain things translate a little bit different on digital disc than they do on vinyl. So, and anyway, it's kind of, if I'm gonna spend $20 on a CD, I would prefer to spend that on vinyl anyway.
Yeah, $20 is a really good price for that, especially since some places were charging like $80 for that same one. We're like,
yeah, because it's like it's like a dual disc set or something like that.
Yeah, we really gotta go for that. So I mean, not only that, but it was splattered, so we really kind of jumped on that one. Which when I seen the next one, which we're gonna show. I really had to jump on it only for the simple fact that not only is it the first band that I've ever seen live, but it's their first record. It was in immaculate condition. It was cheap, and I'm trying to complete the record set. So this was,
oh yeah,
Jethro Tull's. This was really, really, really broken up that I can't see Jethro Tull with my wife. I have to kind of like make it like, how we're gonna go see Ian Anderson, which would, the singer Jethro Tull. But and I think most of that, I mean, I know Ian Anderson is pretty much the brainchild behind Jethro Tull, but in the same instance, like Martin Barr's kind of been with Jethro Tull for since this album. This was like the only album without him on it, so I kind of want
like the dawn of the changes for them.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, it's really difficult whenever you lose powerhouses from, not to say that they can't do without some of their members. That wouldn't be fair to any new or up and coming musicians that do become a part of their rotation, but it does make a difference.
Yeah. When
bands like this, signature bands, lose their certain members.
Yeah, I mean, even this record, when you listen to this record, and then like everything without Mick Abrams doesn't quite sound so like heavy blues, jazz oriented as opposed to the other records out there. And I kind of like it's really interesting because being married, Elijah probably didn't listen to a whole lot of Jethro Tull before we got married, but now that we got married, she really could pick out the Tull out there, which is really crazy because now I put on something with like flute in it and she can instantly be like, is that Jethro Tull? I love Jethro Tull. So we really bonded over that sort of thing. So this was a perfect purchase for the two of us. We've probably listened to this quite a few times. I don't know if you can see the album cover, but that right there is Martin Barr, or not Martin Barr, that's Ian Anderson. with this huge gray afro puff and his signature creepy, sitting on a park bench, eyeing little girls with bad intent smile.
Oh my gosh, that's that is like the creepiest.
I know, right?
You can come
I don't
up
even
with.
think he's got all his. Do you see? He doesn't have all his teeth there.
No, he looks like the guy from Home Alone after
Yeah.
he gets shot.
He does.
In Home Alone too.
That's horrible, but it's so true. It really.
So yeah, where Josh likes to do all this stuff with music, that's me with movies.
Yeah.
I can recall all sorts of craziness for some reason.
Yeah, at some point we're gonna have to do like horror
Movie reviews.
Yeah, horror movie reviews.
Horror movies for sure, yeah.
Because that's what
We bond over, I
we
guess.
love some music, but movies is really. Like I said, the first topic we're meant for each other was the Hellraiser series. Last one up is we bought this. This is Wofats Midnight Cometh.
He did an album review on this, but
Yes,
he
we
finally got the vinyl.
I had
He
to
was-
order it.
I know.
It was just,
He was so excited. It was so funny.
not only that, not only did I order it, but the company that I ordered it from, right? It's kind of funny. We go to one record shop. Well, no, we go to two. There's two that we go to quite frequently. Park Avenue CDs, Rock and Roll Heaven.
Yep.
We frequent those. You know, just picking off whatever they might mark down or stuff that we find interesting. So when I did the Wofat review, I was like, I need to get that album. You know, I have to own it. And so I ordered it. And I was like, listen, I'm not going to be down there for a couple of weeks. I'm just starting my new job. You know, I'm not going to be down there. You guys are going to have to hold it. And they're like, well, how long are you going to be? I'm like, 2 weeks. I'm going to be 2 weeks. Oh, like, literally. The day of the 2 weeks, I went down there and I'm like, hey guys, here to pick up Midnight Cometh, Wofat. And they go, oh, it's not here. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? And they're like, no, man, I don't know. And they were like, whoa, they say it's in stock in the store. Here they put it out. And we're like digging through the metal section trying to find, we were there for like a half an hour trying to find it. You know where they put it? This might, for any of you doom metal, sludge metal fans out there, this is going to be funny. They put Wofat in the rap section right next to, who was it? Oh man,
I think it was like Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan or something. We're just laughing hysterically like that. It's not anything what this is supposed to be like. We just
I don't think they did that on purpose. I mean, any record store makes a mistake like that, but it was just a funny thing for us because it was like, I forgot what we went in there for the other day. I think when you originally had gone in there for Red Fang's self-titled album, the very first one, we went looking there as well, and we went to go find it, and it had been put like some weird area like with where the film soundtracks were. So I don't think it was the store that did that. I think it was someone picked it up and was like walking around the store and just put it.
I remember
wherever.
it was like White Fang soundtrack, Red Fang.
Yeah, it's
soundtrack,
like,
and we're
like,
I don't think there's every movie called
No,
Red Fang, but
no.
okay, that works out.
yeah, I'm all about the movie soundtracks. You found some cool stuff over there.
Yeah, like I showed you guys, Nightbreed was a soundtrack. One of the first vinyl records I ever bought. Elijah, and she absolutely loved it. And there's know, there's so many from both Mondo and I can't remember.
I think the record company, Waxworks.
Waxworks record. That's correct. There's so many coming out. I mean, they literally release one a day. It's really hard to keep
It's
up.
really cool. If you ever get a chance, you should really check out the Waxworks website. They have so many like amazing artist renderings on these different horror movies and stuff, and it's really, really cool stuff. And I love it. And I kind of want to collect all the stuff that they have. 'Cause they have stuff for like the Puppet Master and like all this really cool different horror movie soundtracks and things of that nature, and it's really, really neat because it's nice. It's not just like now modern day horror movies and things give you soundtracks where it's like bands that have recorded it, but this is like film scores and the theme music, and it's really, really neat stuff.
Yeah, we definitely like a lot of stuff like that. Like even the classical music you guys normally watch me live. We tend to sit down and listen to that sort of stuff, especially if it's Russian. I don't know what it is, but we live with a couple of roommates, and the whole house just loves Russian music. I don't know what it is.
I'll listen to anything Bach. I love Bach.
Bach's good. Tchaikovsky's good.
Tchaikovsky's
Handel.
good. Chopin's good. And let me see. I mean, we were listening to Mozart the other day, which was kind of weird for us because we don't usually always listen to Mozart.
Yeah.
But just all things classical I really enjoy. But for some reason that holds a special place in my heart just because music school, like all the piano players learned how to play that, and I just would sit by the piano room and listen to them play, and it was just beautiful. So that's just me.
It's just us.
Yeah.
We do it together.
Hashtag just us.
So that is the end of our second vinyl record album amalgamation.
Yeah, this isn't really a vinyl update because there's vinyls and CDs, but
it's a music update. But it's the second part.
That's probably what we're gonna call it.
We know what we're talking about. Anyway, thank you for watching us. And we hope to hear from you soon. Please leave a comment in the comment box below. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos.
Yeah.
And we
will see you
soon.
Bye.
Bye.